Yu-Gi-Oh players, do you guys remember Clear Vice Dragon? Well, I guess they are going to be making Clear a brand new archetype, so that is actually pretty cool. And we got another newer card coming out over here for, it looks like Trickstar's. So I want to kick it off with the Clear world because, yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting to see if these are any good. So anyways, what is coming out? AC 04. Anyways, Clear Phantom is a brand new level 3 Dark Fiend effect monster, 1200 attack, 800 defense points, and its effect reads that you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. And that effect is, you can discard this card and one other card to add 2 cards from your deck to your hand that are either Clear World and or spell/traps dimension. So it is a full-on archetype now. I mean, that's crazy. They already had it added into YuGiOh Pro. Let's check out to see if it's any good. Second part is you're unaffected by the effects of Clear World, so it just is going to be affecting your opponent, which is pretty dang good. And we'll go over the effects of that because I'm sure a lot of you guys probably were like, dude, what the heck does Clear World do? It's been so many years. The third effect is if this card is destroyed, you get to target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, send the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard, which could be a double-edged sword with that. Next up, though, we have Clear Rage Golem, which is a level 4 Dark Rock effect monster, 1600 attack and 1800 defense points. And it says that you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first part is, if it's normal or special summon, you can activate this effect. Your monsters that mention Clear World can attack directly this turn. Second part is, you're unaffected by the effects of Clear World. The third effect is, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can inflict 300 damage to them for each card in their hand. Oh, okay. I mean, that's going to be kind of hard to pull off to have your opponent have a bunch of cards, but maybe there's going to be something. We got Bistro Butcher. That's what we're going to try to throw it in the archetype. But, like, yeah, that's... If it was maybe, like, 1,000 for each card, because then you would force them to set or, like, use all their cards. That's, like, a more realistic number for, again, modern Yu-Gi-Oh! To basically make it so... And remember, this is only when this card attacks. So the other card, you'd have to have that so you can attack directly over here. So, yeah, it says... It's only, you can activate your effect. Okay, so only if it's normal summon or special this turn. So only for one turn you get to do like the extra, like, was it Dark Room of Nightmare damage or something like that. It's just really low. Next up though, we have Clear Cube, which is level 1 Dark Machine effect monster 0/0. You're unaffected by Clear World. Then during your main phase, you get to normal summon one monster that mentions Clear World in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Third effect is, if this face-up card in its owner's control leaves the field by your opponent, you can just summon one monster from your deck that mentions Clear World. Okay, pretty solid, you know, being able to get whatever you want. And then we have Clear Vicious Knight, which is a level 7 Dark Warrior effect monster, 23 attack, 1100 defense points. And it says that you contribute this card by tributing one monster that mentions Clear World. So it gains attack equal to the highest original attack among monsters your opponent controls. So it's like, what is that? Wicked Avatar, but plus 23 this time. And then you're unaffected by Clear World. And then the third effect is your opponent cannot activate the effects of special summon monsters with attack lower than this tributed summon cards. Ooh, okay, now this is actually pretty good because remember, it's just going to gain attack equal to the highest original attack. There's very few things I'd say at the moment that are just going to boost to crazy amounts of numbers. So, yeah, you make this card, and basically, it's going to absorb something at the very beginning. And what you could do, in theory, is either give your opponent a card via, like, a Kaiju, get rid of something, and then, boom, you just shut down everything that they have. And that isn't just, like, once per turn. That is just permanently stopping everything. That is actually good. Okay, now, the archetype... Originally, for the first few cards, I was like, okay, it's pretty bad. But this card is absolutely insane. And I don't think this is an activated effect. It just automatically applies. Yeah. But you do have to... It says you can tribute this. So the other card that just brings out Clear Vicious Knight. Vicious Knight, like, uber S tier card. Heck, could you even run this in everything? Okay, so this part of the effect obviously would be a bonus, but... Like, I feel like you could just splash this into any other deck. Like, I mean, seriously, just making this card makes it so, it technically only affects special summon monsters, but that's, like, pretty much 90% of the good cards in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? That is so dang powerful, especially if you get this card to have crazy attack. And it just said, attack lower than this tribute summon card. So I guess you couldn't you have to tribute it. I mean, you could technically bring it out, but... Yeah, so you'd have to make it so it counts as a tribute summon or somehow, yeah. I think that you definitely want this effect. Like, if not, like, this doesn't really matter. The first part doesn't matter. But since it always is going to be stronger, that means that it always is going to be better. Unless your opponent only had a monster with, like, 0. Yeah, like, this card always has its effect, pretty much, right? For the most part. Yeah, this card is, like, uber S tier. This is, like, a new, like... super boss monster card. This is almost like an instant win condition though, right? Like, unless your opponent stops it, I mean, it's just a negate everything. It's a skill drain, basically just for your opponents, right? Yeah, just your opponent. So you can still activate everything. So it's basically a one-sided skill drain. I mean, obviously, yeah, you have to tribute it, but like, that's insane. Anyways, next up we have Clear Wall, which is a continuous spell card that says you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per... Wait, does it even say field? It's just special summon. Okay, so that would have to be... I was thinking like his work in the hand too. No, okay. But yeah, I just... That card just made me start thinking about so many combos and stuff. Basically, you just make it and you win the game in some circumstances. But Clear Wall, continuous spell card that says you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first part is if Clear World is on the field, you get to add one monster from your deck to your hand that mentions it. Second part is monsters that mention Clear World cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, you take no battle damage from battles involving them. The third effect is while control level 7 or higher monster that mentions Clear World, all effects of Clear World are applied to your opponent regardless of the attributes they control. Okay, so this could be actually pretty dang big because we actually have to go over Clear World, and they're also reprinting the one Clear World card that we had for Clear World, and then of course Clear Vice Dragon. So let me go and go over Clear World because it's pretty important for the sake of the video. So Clear World is a field spell card, and going over the attributes are pretty important. So we have Dark. Is it attribute? Wait. Okay, so attributes they control. So it's, they control. So it doesn't even matter what we have over here. So it's been so long, I didn't even remember this card's effect. So during each of your end phase, you have to pay 500 life points or you destroy the card. Each player receives effects depending on the monster attributes they control. Remember, the other one's going to make it so it doesn't matter. So with Light, you have to play with your hand revealed all times. So you get to see your opponent's entire hand, the opponent of the Red Lotus. And then if you control 2 or more monsters, you can't declare an attack. If it's Earth, during your standby phase, target one face-up defense plus monster you control and destroy that target. And then if it's Water, during your end phase, you get to discard 1 card. Fire, during your end phase, take 1,000 damage. And when you must pay 500 life points to activate a spell card. Okay, this is actually pretty nuts. Holy. So remember, you have to control level 7 or higher. What was that other card that's like super boss? Was that a 7? The one that I was like just freaking out about. That one is a 7. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you just make that card and you just instant win. Like, that is so busted. Because remember, your opponent's going to have all of those effects and all of the effects. That is so crazy, man. So now your opponent has to reveal their entire hand. And if they control 2 monsters, they can't attack. And then during their standby phase, they just have to destroy a monster. Then if it's and then at the end phase they have to discard a card, and then if it's fire they just take 1,000 damage. Like, that is a huge amount. That's 5 different effects every single turn. Dude, that... Oh, wait, hold on. We're not done. Wind, you have to pay 500 to activate a spell card. Okay, that one's, like, small, but, like, remember, you're going to be taking 1,500 points of damage basically every single... Well, I guess you'd have to activate a spell. But that's 1,000 damage every single turn. And, again, since they can't even attack, potentially... but they do lose out on 1, like, monster every single turn, right? Dude, this card is pretty nutty, and I think it's really interesting that there was only 1 card. Actually, let's go over this effect because there's only 1 right here. So, you're unaffected by the effects of Clear World. If it attacks an opponent's monster, this attack becomes twice the amount of the attack of the target. And then during damage calculation, if this card be destroyed by an opponent's card, you can discard a card instead. Okay. So it works in the archetype, and it's perfect. And then next up, we have another card with the Trickstar Aqua Angel. So it's always treated as a Marincess. Oh, Marincess Sport. So you can only use the first and third effects of this card's name each once per duel. So if you control Trickstar or Marincess, you get a special it. Link monsters that this card points to can't be destroyed by battle. If this card is sent to the graveyard as link material, you can look at your opponent's hand and set all their cards. Dude, what are these crazy nutty Yu-Gi-Oh cards just coming out? They're just like, yeah, you know what? Let's just break the game even harder. Crazy stuff. But let me know, guys, what you think of it. And specifically, like, Clear World, like, do you guys think it's an S tier? I mean, like, I actually do think it's like at least an A tier archetype now. Again, you have like 5 or 6 different effects, and on top of that, you just negate all of their monsters' effects that are special sub. That is pretty crazy. But anyways, if you want to see the gameplay of it, I'll be dropping it soon because I guess it's already added into EDO Pro, and we got the new Kaiba stuff. We're gonna be dropping it very soon for gameplay. Anyways, take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.